Prescriptions, you know what they are, that one simple little thing that you take every day or for however long a medical professional tells you, and you're cured. The beginning of the year, resolutions, ways that we're told to help make those resolutions stick, that somehow if we do that, everything will turn out just fine. So the prescriptions are all around us and in many different forms. First of all, I want you to know that none of those prescriptions in that basket are mine because, as you can see, I'm outdoors. I'm in a glorious, glorious day out here in January. The sun's shining, and I'm out here getting my exercise and being healthy. So, hey, a little virtue signaling, but, medications are for other people that, I'm doing it right and I don't need medications. And the other thing to have is that calendar, it's not mine either because I don't buy into this specific days and years and markings of time to make resolutions because you know what? I don't need that. I can just continue on my merry way and do what I need to do. What a bunch of crap. You talk about trying to be virtuous and, playing that game that I'm better than somebody else because I don't take medications and I don't look at calendars it's a lie. To myself, it's a lie because one of the things I have right here, but you can't see it because it's under my shirt, is a fitness tracker. Man, that thing runs my life. Yeah, tells me how many steps I need, and then when I make it, then it gives me more steps, and then I'm going to get better and make those steps. And, I've got a goofy machine telling me, or not just telling me, but in many ways directing my self-image. Again, I'm not saying there's something wrong with it or there's something virtuous about it either, but when am I going to be satisfied? This idea of betterment that, I got to lower my weight, I got to lower cholesterol, I got to increase my steps, I got to constantly be doing this, and this, and then someday I'm going to feel better. When does that time ever come? If the time would ever come, would there be a need for the big chain bookstores to have shelf upon shelf full of what you're going to see? Here you go, books on personal growth. So obviously, if there was one answer, why would you need shelf after shelf, book after book to show you the way? So we seem to be obsessed with the how-tos. If there is one thing I can do, one prescription I can take, one sort of pattern I can have, then my life should be great. Is it even in the nutrition end of things? Is it the keto diet? Is the Mediterranean diet? Is it, here again, big box, national chain, retail, bookstore. How many cookbooks are there? And if it's not about personal growth, well, then it's about nutrition. Wow, how many cookbooks do you need to tell you about keto or paleo or all the different things you need to make your life better? The other day, there seemed to be an ongoing leak in one of the toilets in the place we live because you could hear water running periodically and then shutting off. So, the how-to is, do I look like a plumber? No. Does my ego tell me I'm not going to call some sort of company to come out and do this because it's way too expensive to do that? So off to the store I go, get what I need. Well, then I didn't get exactly what I needed, so I had to go back. But thank goodness for YouTube. A how-to in taking this toilet tank off and doing all this disassembly and putting it back together. How-tos are a good thing for fixing toilets. but I don't know if there is necessarily a how-to or a prescription for us as human beings, because if there was, why do we need so many books? Why do we need so many ideas? Why do we have so much content out there, including this video? Am I trying to give you a prescription? I certainly hope not. And yet, life as a pastor means giving people, if you want to say, prescriptions. They're in John 14, Jesus says, I am the way, the truth, and the life. Well, we got to interpret that, right? There's got to be a specific meaning and a specific prescription. And if you follow all those, everything's going to be great. Back in my growing up days, couples did not live together prior to marriage. That just wasn't done, because if you did, chances are the marriage wasn't going to work. And even in my early days of being a pastor, there were those who purported that, don't go marrying couples and if they're living together, because God isn't going to bless them. I don't know what is that blessing anyway? And isn't marriage a civil thing? But that's a whole nother story. But over the course of time, I found that more and more couples were living together, and it even struck close to home as one of my daughters lived together with her husband before they were married. So I look at statistics, I look at couples, and I go, well, is that old prescription even valid anymore? Are those who live together or don't live together before a marriage ceremony, is their relationship happier, better, more satisfying? I don't know. I didn't live together before my wife and I got married, but our relationship has had its ups and downs, and it continues to change. So is there a particular prescription that if you follow it, everything's going to turn out right? We live in a culture, in a society that says we have to get better and things need to change and our 401ks need to grow and the economy's got to grow and get better and inflation's got to go down. And, we have all these prescriptions, but do they work? I'm not saying we should throw them out, but what I am saying is for myself, I need to keep looking at what works for me. And if it works for me at a particular time and place, it doesn't mean it's going to work forever. It doesn't mean it's going to work for you. Part of it is our own self-investigation. But a lot of us don't do that. A lot of us follow the prescriptions because we're scared. We're scared of what? The consequences of what may happen if we don't follow the prescription, if we don't do the how-tos. Do we let fear run our lives, or is life, if you want to say, in the consequences? Is life experienced and personal kind of insights come from the day-to-day existence, the struggles with the events of life and our own thoughts about life and our own, if you want to say, our own experiences? And instead of labeling them good or bad or helpful or harmful, can we just embrace them for what is? That's part of my goal. Granted, I make videos. How many likes do I get? Um, what are the statistics that come with all of this? I don't look at a lot of that. I'm realizing I don't make these to get clicks and likes and Facebook thumbs up and hearts and all of that sort of stuff. I do it more, I believe, for my own self-reflection. So there you go. Prescriptions. I don't have any for you. But I encourage you to look at life, your life, to investigate, to struggle, to do what it is that helps give you meaning. Is there meaning in a general overall, you got to do this, and then there's the how to for meaning for your life. No. I know what works for me today. So go out. I don't have a prescription. Do what you need to do. Explore the life that is yours. Thank you for watching. And you don't have to hit the like button. You don't have to subscribe because, in the total scheme of things, it's not going to make me do things better or worse or shorter or longer. Again, thank you and have fun on